Board meeting from now on. Oh, I look forward to it. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, what are you so happy about?
You, assuming the mantle of heir apparent. I can't believe I am about to become the wife of the man who's heading up the entire Crane Empire.
Well, not for a while yet.
But I thought your grandfather wanted
I had a good, rare talk with my father earlier. You know, as different as we are, there's one thing we share absolutely. The responsibility and privilege of being a Crane and all that comes with it.
Well, of course it's important to you.
Yeah, it's in my blood, as well as my father's. He would shrivel up and die if he was stripped of what he's worked for his entire life. And that's why I've asked my grandfather to reinstate him to the head of all Crane boards. Now, I can wait my turn.
Ethan, how can you do that?
You're always telling me to have the courage of my convictions with Ethan. Well, now it's your turn to be straight up about your feelings for Whitney.
Forget it, Whitney. Chad's not going to call you in there to tell you he loves you because he doesn't.
Not that it's any of your business, Kay, but I'm waiting for Teresa.
Teresa's in there? What does she have to talk about with Chad?
Don't worry about it, Simone. It's probably just some last-ditch lame-o attempt on your sister's part to convince Chad he's attracted to her.
Like you know anything about what's going on in Chad's mind.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know how Chad feels. He told Simone he loved her and proved it by kissing her in front of the whole world.
But Chad didn't even remember that.
But he didn't deny he loves me either. He just got a little shy, that's all. Why do you have to try to ruin the one thing that makes me happy? Chad loves me. I know he does.
You and I both know how you feel about Whitney. Chad, she is right outside this door. Call her in here and tell her you're crazy about her.
There must be a million stars in the sky. Maybe I can talk Charity into a long ride after we visit Chad. Make tonight a night to remember.
What a night it's gonna be. The night we kill Miguel.
Jimmy wants to go home.
We heard that. And you're not going anywhere, doll baby. At least not until you and that old bat over there have done our bidding. That is, if you can do anything without botching it up the way you always did.
It's not entirely our fault that we weren't able to bring the innocent Charity over to the dark side.
No excuses, Tabitha. You failed in your mission, and now you're gonna do exactly what we say. Is that understood? Or do we have to spell it out for you? Very simple. Miguel's gonna die. And if he doesn't die tonight, you will.
I'm going in there, Hank.
Luis, you're not going anywhere, okay? Dr. Russell said she could get a lot further with Sheridan under hypnosis if they were alone.
Yeah, but what if it gets too heavy? Who's gonna stop it from going too far?
Look, just stay out of this, okay? Dr. Russell's a pro. Sheridan's doing this voluntarily. They both know what they're doing. And if it helps end Sheridan's nightmares that she's been having since she was a little girl, won't that be worth it?
Yes.
Not to mention what it could do for you. If it turns out Sheridan's nightmares are connected to your father's disappearance, you could finally have the answers you've been hot for all these years.
It's just that one of Mama's expressions keeps going over and over in my head.
What's that?
Be careful what you wish for. What if it turns out that Sheridan and I do find out the truth and we wish we hadn't?
gotta warn you, this can be emotionally stressful. In all likelihood, the reason that you can't remember everything that happened that night is because you've blocked it out. Hypnosis breaks down the defenses so that the mind is free to look at things that you may have pushed down for a long time. Since I was a little girl. Are you prepared to relive the events of that evening?
I have to know what happened. I have to know if there's a connection between what I saw that night and Luis losing his father.
Then this isn't just for you.
No. We both need to know the truth. Whatever it turns out to be.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out, keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Why don't you want me to have my father reinstated as chairman of all the Crane boards?
I did not mean it for it to come out that way.
Well, how did you mean it?
I just meant that your grandfather made his wishes very clear. And he removed your father and asked you to head up all the Crane ventures for a reason, Ethan.
Well, no, he was angry at my father, that's all.
I'm not so sure about that. I think he feels that you're much better suited for the enormous power that comes with running the Crane Empire.
Well, be that as it may, I've realized how important that power is to my father, and I don't want to take part of taking that away from him.
Ethan, but if your father is not up to the task, you are risking everything that your ancestors worked so hard to build. The legacy that belongs to your mother, your siblings, your wife. Ethan, you have a responsibility to other people.
Look, Gwen, I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? Are you still going to come with me to visit Chad?
Yeah, of course. Look, and I didn't mean to push. Okay, this decision is entirely yours. Okay? We'll talk about it later.
Can't believe what a hypocrite you are. I know how you feel about her. I was there when we were all snowed in together up at Ethan's cabin.
That was a long time ago, all right? Things change.
Like what?
Like, since I've been staying at this house, I've gotten to know the Russell sisters a lot better than I did before.
Meaning?
Meaning, Simone seems to have this crush on me. And meanwhile, her sister can't even stand to look at me. I mean, Whitney gives a damn about nothing else but her tennis racket.
That is not true.
I don't blame you for not recognizing true love when you see it, Whitney, because you've never experienced it before.
I'll bet she's never even been kissed before, have you?
Do you really think I'd tell you if I had?
Besides, you may be worried about nothing, man. I mean, we have no idea what Sheridan will remember about that night, if anything. I mean, she was only a little girl at the time.
Yeah, but Sheridan's already said that she saw a shadow in the mansion when she went downstairs. Now, if that person turns out to be my father, then she could be the last person I saw him before he disappeared, Hank.
You're never going to get over his leaving, are you?
Not till I know why he left. It's not like I haven't tried to forget it, Hank. It just won't go away.
Well, I know it was tough on you, having to take over all your family's responsibilities at that age.
It's more than that. For a long time, I always thought that he just walked out on us, and I was afraid I was going to turn out just like him.
You? Mr. Conscientious?
That's why I never married Beth right out of high school. I was afraid I was carrying some lousy gene that would just make me wake up someday and walk out on her and whatever kids we might have had.
Do you hear what you're telling me? You're telling me that your life would have been different if your father hadn't disappeared.
That's why it's so important for me to find out whether he left on his own, or he was forced, or even worse. And I'm afraid until I find out, I'm not going to ever have much of a life.
I won't lie to you and say that I'm not scared, because I'm terrified. But I've always wondered if what happened that night is what's kept me from being able to trust, to commit.
To love?
To loving someone and to be loved back. You wouldn't believe the horrible choices I've made in men.
Lots of young women have made mistakes.
Maybe, but I have quite a track record. I've always thought it was because the events of that night have always kept me from letting someone see inside myself when I don't even know what's there.
It's very possible.
If finding out what happened that night helps me to find love, real love, then it's worth it.
And if it doesn't?
That's a risk I have to take.
Then you really think there's a connection between Sheridan's nightmares and your father's last night in Harmony?
How could there not be? I heard my father talking to Alistair on the phone. I couldn't tell what they were talking about, but I could tell my father was upset. And then Sheridan says that she saw someone in the house that night. I mean, it's just too big of a coincidence.
Maybe. But maybe not. Are you saying that you think Sheridan had a hand in what happened to your father?
I don't know how she could have. She was just a little girl back then, but something happened to her that night that still tears her up inside. Look, Hank, she's the only person that can give me the answers I need.
Now, once I have you hypnotized, I'm going to lead you back over the events of the evening that's been haunting you.
Will I remember what I've said after I come out of it?
No. But with your permission, I'll tape record the session and I'll play it for you later.
I want Luis to know everything that I said, too. He has a right to know if there's a connection between his father's disappearance and what I saw and heard that night.
I'll make sure he's told everything. You ready? I want you to clear your mind and focus on the crystal in front of you.
You know what, Kay? I am sick of all of your attitude. You don't know anything about me and my sister. Quit trying to stir up trouble between us, okay?
Lay off, Whitney. Kay is just trying to help me because she is my friend.
Well, then I feel sorry for you, Simone. Because if Kay is helping you, I will bet anything that there is something in this for her.
Like what?
Who knows? But she is not doing you any favors getting your hopes up about Chad. I just hope she's still here for you when your heart gets broken.
Why would my heart get broken?
She's just trying to rattle your cage, Simone. She doesn't know the first thing about Chad and how he feels.
I'll never understand women. I mean, why is it that some girls are dying for a guy to tell them those 3 little words? And then some other girls just as soon laugh in your face.
If you mean Whitney, I don't know where you got an idea like that, Chad. She would give anything to hear how you feel about her.
Says you. Look, I ain't about to put my heart out there on display just so Whitney can stomp on it. Or worse, just walk away from it. Besides, it's gonna hurt Simone, and she's a nice kid.
Don't you think it would hurt Simone less than letting her believe that you love her back?
Well, let's just talk about something else, all right? So, did Ethan straighten things out with you and Gwen?
Yeah. he talked to the both of us.
Yeah, I knew he would. So, what'd he say?
The same thing as before. That he loves Gwen. That he's gonna marry her.
You kidding?
No. Why? Did Ethan tell you that he loved me?
Timmy has a question.
Now, Tim.
What is it, kid? And make it snappy.
Timmy's never been Miguel's biggest fan, but isn't sudden death rather harsh?
Shut up. Unless you want to share a cat carrier with Fluffy for all of eternity.
He's young. He doesn't mean any harm. We're delighted to be part of Miguel's demise.
Hey, that was fast.
I couldn't wait to get back to pick you up. What were you talking to Tabitha about?
Nothing special. Why?
Well, don't laugh, but for a minute it looked like you were in a deep conversation with Tabitha and her doll.
Well, I know that sometimes he does seem real, but not that real.
Well, you ready to go see Chad?
Yeah, all set.
All right, cool.
Timmy thinks this might be a good time to revisit the Key West idea.
It won't work, Tim. She wants us here to help her do away with Miguel.
But Charity doesn't even know she's possessed by demons. If she found out that they were planning on killing Miguel, she would die.
Well, that's her problem, isn't it? Everything's coming up roses for us, Timmy. The instant Miguel takes his last breath, she'll be a permanent resident of the dark side, and yours truly will get all her lovely powers back.
Will Tabitha be able to shoot lightning from her fingers, just like Charity?
That and much, much more with Miguel's death. Harmony will be all mine.
Don't hold out on me, Chad.
This is Ethan's place, not
But if
mine.
Ethan told you what he was going to say to Gwen and me, I have got to know. I could have sworn that Ethan was going to say that he loved me, but he backed down at the last minute. Now, am I completely crazy or were my instincts correct? Please, Chad. You know what it's like to love someone who can't admit how they feel. Hey, look who's here.
Well, I told Gwen you were doing better, but she had to see for herself.
Oh, can you blame me? My wedding would be an absolute disaster without the best music arranger in town there.
Well, I wouldn't want to do anything to mess up your big day. That is assuming everything's still a go.
Well, Chad, of course it is. Ethan just had a bout with the pre-wedding jitters, but thank God it is all over now, right?
Right. That's right.
So true love wins out again.
Chad and I were just talking about true love. And I got the feeling he was about to tell me whether or not he thought I'd ever have it.
I could ride on the back of your motorcycle forever.
Really? Well, maybe we can take a long ride later.
I would like that.
All right.
There they are. We mustn't let Miguel and Charity out of our sight tonight. She may need our help in the final hour.
Now we're going to begin our journey into the past. But first, I want you to follow some simple instructions. Close your eyes. Now I want you to relax your whole body just the way you would if you were going to sleep.
You think she's okay?
I'm sure Dr. Russell has everything under control.
Louise?
How is she?
Oh, she's fine. I just put her under. I only came out to get some water.
You mean you haven't started yet?
Well, I wanted to talk to her and make sure she knew what she was getting into. And she's very brave, very determined.
Yeah. She really wants to get to the root of her nightmares.
She's doing it for you too, Luis.
You think it'd be all right if I just looked in on her?
For a moment, but don't disturb her.
Sheridan. Won't let anything happen to you. Promise. Guess you want me out of here.
It would make it a lot easier. Now, I need to warn you, Luis, you may hear her cry out, but please, don't come in and interrupt us.
Look, if she starts having a hard time...
I know it would be very difficult for you not to respond, but trust me, reactions like that are normal and part of the hypnotic process. Should be all right. Sheridan, when I count down to 1, I want you to open your eyes, but remain in your deep sleep. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go back to that night when you were a young girl sleeping in your bed in the main house on your family's estate. Tell me what you remember.
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
You are my passion for life.
So, Chad, what were you going to tell Teresa about love? Give us a hint. Who are you going to talk about?
Hey, well, give the guy a break. He's still recuperating here,
I thought you were feeling stronger, Chad.
I am, but that don't make me no authority on true love. I'm the last guy to know anything about that.
Well, we should just get out of here and let Chad rest.
Yeah, well, thanks, Teresa, but, I'm sick of resting. I mean, I'm gonna go out my mind if I don't get out of this bed right now. Yo, Ethan, wanna give me a hand getting up?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, well, we'll see you downstairs then. Whitney, I saw the most beautiful wall hanging in your living room when I came in earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's something my parents are very, very proud of.
Do you mind if I go take another look?
No, of course.
Thank you.
Well, Teresa, I guess we both have our answers. Chad is not in love with me, and Ethan is not about to leave Gwen for you.
I still think we both have a chance, Whit.
Teresa, just stop it, okay? It's over.
So you copped out, Crane. You didn't tell Gwen about Teresa.
Hey, well, you didn't do any better. I thought you were going to tell Whitney what she meant to you.
Yeah, well, I came this close to making a complete fool of myself, all right? And thank God I didn't. Because that girl is definitely not interested.
Yeah, well, I don't buy it. And even if it was true, what about Simone? Did you at least tell her that you are not in love with her?
I just didn't want to hurt her like that.
You're in some mess, my friend.
Yeah, well, at least I ain't gonna get married to a woman I don't love.
Hey, guys.
Hey. We just came by to check on Chad. How's he doing?
Great, much better than he was before. Unless there's something you know that I don't know.
Just that he'll be down in a few minutes. It'll be the first time since he collapsed.
Oh, that's terrific.
Hey, while we're waiting, I'm gonna tighten the brakes on the bike. I didn't like the way they felt coming over here.
Okay, I'll help.
All right.
I'm gonna grab some tools.
Okay.
Timmy can't stand the suspense. Did Cherry's pen start glowing again?
Well, you'll be the first one to know when it does.
Tabitha, how is Miguel gonna die?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But however it is, I'm quite sure it'll be grisly.
If Chad really had any feelings for me, he wouldn't have said he didn't know anything about love.
You bought that. Whitney, he only said that because he's not sure how you feel about him. And his male pride is too strong to be the first one to admit it.
Teresa, just cut it out, okay? I mean, you're as bad as Kay is with Simone giving her false hope.
But there's a big difference. Chad isn't in love with Simone, Whitney. He's in love with you the same way Ethan is in love with me.
You really are delusional, Teresa. I mean, Ethan has never actually said to you that he loves you romantically.
But he doesn't have to. In my heart, I know Ethan loves me just as much as I love him. And sure, Gwen cares about him, but she cares even more about his money, his power, and his last name. She doesn't love Ethan the way I do.
Charity, can you hold it for me?
Sure, thanks. Timmy's still hoping Miguel gets a last-minute reprieve. Timmy hates to think how Charity will feel when she realizes she killed the boy she loved.
That's the point, Tim. She'll feel so bloody rotten that her soul will be ours forever. Oh, happy day. Look, the pendant's glowing again.
Can you tell me what you see?
I'm in the living room. It's dark, but I can see a shadow. But I can't see his face.
But you know it's a man.
I can tell by his shoes. I'm hiding because I'm scared that he'll see me. I'm holding something in my hand. It's a letter opener. I took it off the desk. It's gone. I'm not holding it anymore.
Why? What did you do with it?
Sheridan! Luis, no. You told me Dr. Russell said not to go in there, all right? Listen, you gotta hang in there, buddy. I have a feeling this thing's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
The blood's all over my hands.
Okay, calm down, Sheridan. Calm down. I'm gonna get you some water. Is it possible that Sheridan killed someone?
I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it!
So why'd you back out, man? I mean, I could have sworn you was gonna get all that off your chest.
But I couldn't hurt Gwen.
Oh, so now you're gonna marry her even though you love Teresa?
Your words, not mine.
But it's what you want to say, man. It's what you know deep inside.
Look, Chad, cut it out, all right? Look, the reason I got turned around is because all the garbage you and my father kept putting in my head about Teresa. I'm marrying Gwen because I love her, and that's that.
Hey, whatever works for you, man, all right? I just don't want to see you making a mistake that you're going to pay for the rest of your life. Look, man, you ever wonder what it'd be like to look back on this time and wonder why you never had the guts to be open about your feelings?
Well, look in the mirror, my friend. You might want to ask yourself that same question.
Maybe it's not too late for either of us.
Whitney.
Timmy, your parents have an incredibly significant African art collection.
Oh, well, thanks, Gwen. I'll tell my parents you said that.
You know, I mean, I'd be more than happy to talk to the museum about mounting an exhibit featuring their pieces. Well, actually, we should wait until after the wedding, because once I am Mrs. Ethan Crane, I will have the power to do whatever I want.
Thanks, but I don't need this anymore. It's all fixed.
Great.
Hey, you still up for that ride after we see Chad?
Yeah, can't wait. Hey, will you do me a favor?
Anything?
Go dance with Kay. She loves this song.
Kay, do you want to dance?
I'd love to, Miguel.
Timmy's confused. Are Timmy and Tabitha watching the good charity or the bad charity?
We can answer that one, Timmy. You're watching very, very bad shit. And you are about to help us get even worse. What do you know about motorcycle repairs?
Timmy doesn't know anything about motorcycles.
Perfect. Just the mechanic we're looking for.
Now, can you tell me what happened?
I hear a voice. A man's voice. He's very angry with me.
Sheridan, you are a wicked, wicked girl.
Why are my hands covered with blood? What did I do? Nobody will ever love me.
What have you done, Sheridan? Answer me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it.
Oh, Sheridan, what? What didn't you mean to do?
Listen to me, Sheridan. No one must ever know about what happened, about what you've done. Never. No one.
I can't tell you. I can't ever tell anyone.
Kay, the music stopped.
Sorry, I just really like that song. Did you see that, Simone? Didn't we look perfect dancing together? I have a feeling everything's gonna work out for both of us.
Wrong again, Kay.
He's here, everybody.
Great.
Hey.
How'd you feel to be out of bed?
He's on his feet.
That's right. Alive and he walks.
Yeah, seriously though, I just want to thank everybody.
Happy.
Poor Kay. Her heart's gonna be broken tonight. And after Miguel loses control on his motorcycle, his neck's gonna be broken too.
Tell me something, Luis. What are you gonna do if you find out Sheridan witnessed some kind of violence against your father?
Easy. I'm gonna track down the person responsible and make sure they suffer the same fate he did.
Think hard, Sheridan. Can you tell me who was under the bloody sheet?
I can't.
You can't?
I just can't.
You can't remember or you can't tell me?
I can't tell you. I promise I would never tell anyone or they'll send me away and no one will ever love me.
Honey, that was a long, long time ago. You don't have to keep those promises anymore. You're safe now and you can tell me what happened.
No, it's too wicked.
You were holding a letter opener. You saw a body under a bloody sheet.
It's my fault. It's all my fault.
What, Sheridan? What is your fault?
Luis, no. Open the door. Don't make her do this anymore.
I killed him. I killed him. I killed him. I killed him.